Hi there, I'm here to share my 1 week postpartum update. Basically, we've been skin to skin in bed for the whole week. Just had to get up once and go out once to go to the GP when he was 4 days old. It's been just so lovely getting to know baby Sol and what he's like and giving him loads of cuddles and kisses. And so I guess after he was born, the main thing that I had to deal with, like, apart from cuddling him and getting lots of skin to skin, and when I mean skin to skin, like, I haven't worn clothes, just underwear, for the whole week. Like, my daughter's like, are you gonna be wearing clothes again? I'm like, yeah, eventually. I put this on, to film this, but yes, we've been skin to skin, and it's really important. Like, it's just such a lovely way to bond, and I'm finding the fact that it's summer is great because we can do that. I don't feel cold, we can day and night, I don't need to have anything on. It's great. One thing I did have to deal with, I suppose, right from after he was born for the first 4 or 5 days was really strong after pains. Like, some of them were worse than labor, and yeah, that was tough, and I know what it's like. I had them in the previous 2 as well, but this was worse this time, and I know that happens. They can get worse as the more children you have. But yeah, so I had to use my breathing exercises. I had to, really concentrate on them to just, it was, they're not nice. Like, you don't get any endorphins after them, like with the contractions of labor or a baby or any like lovely, beautiful thing after. They're just like sore. But what I did to help, I started to just think about my womb contracting back to its original size, because I know that's what happens. That's what the after pains are. And they happen mostly when you're breastfeeding. Like, I would notice a few here and there, but mostly when he was nursing. And they were the really, really strong ones. I know that the nursing stimulates your uterus to contract, but yeah, it was tough. So I used a few mantras. I breathed in shrink and I breathed out down for like a lot of those after pains, and that really helped, because I guess just to remind myself that the uterus was contracting back down. And honestly, my midwife, like, she's been here every day for the past week, and by the 3rd day she was like, your uterus is like on way down. She could hardly even find it, when you check in my tummy. And so that's really great. It's good to know that it's gone back down so much. And now the after pains have gone, so that's fantastic, because they were just horrible. So here I am at 1 week postpartum compared to my 38-week bump there on the right. Interesting to see the difference. And basically, the majority of the week has been focused on breastfeeding, because I guess that's the main thing once the baby is born. If you're breastfeeding, that it can take a lot of your time and of your energy, and making sure that it's going right, that it shouldn't hurt. And so we noticed, just after he was born, I noticed, my midwife noticed, it's very noticeable. He does have a tongue tie. I experienced tongue tie with my second child, and we got it revised in we went to a surgeon to get it kind of cut, the bit under the tongue that was kind of holding his tongue down. Haven't been timing how often he feeds. I have no idea. But this time it's not just like, he seems to have really good movement of his tongue, so we're not sure. We're just keeping an eye on it. One breast, it seems to be producing more milk, and that's the side that it's harder for him to latch on to for some reason. So I plan to bring him to an osteopath, probably the same one I went to myself, soon, just to see if that helps, because sometimes babies can have like tension in their necks, especially if they had a very fast birth. So that's the plan, because it's only one side that it's kind of a little bit uncomfortable for me, and also harder for him to latch on. I've been doing a rugby hold, which is the best position I've found so far for that side, but it's not the best position for like all the time, like, it's kind of sore my arm to hold him like that, and it's not something that I want to be doing like out and about. It's just yeah, like I was used to feeding in the sling, which I'm hoping to do again, but I can't imagine doing a rugby hold in the sling. So yeah, it's just we're working on it. And the main thing I've been working on as well with breastfeeding is to make sure I don't get engorged. But he's been feeding really well. Like he's eager. He wants to feed like all the time. Whenever he wakes up and seems interested, I just put him to the breast, and I just put him to whichever one feels fuller. Make sure I massage any hard parts that I feel that like might need to be drained. But so far it's going really well. Like I feel so good. I feel like I've recovered so much, and I think that's because I've just been in bed. And I have to say, like, I am just really lucky. My husband has been cooking for me, bringing me in my breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, tea, everything into the bedroom, and I'm just concentrating on the baby, and my husband's concentrating on keeping me fed and minded and looking after the kids. Like it's been really great, and I feel like already, like I just feel like I've got loads of energy, but I haven't been doing anything because I know that as soon as I do, I'll be absolutely wrecked. So I'm just taking it really easy, and I'm just so enjoying this baby moon of just hanging out with baby Sol and getting to know him, and just enjoying the tininess of him, because I know how fast that goes. And I guess on my first, I was always looking towards the next thing, you know, and I had a really amazing baby moon after my daughter, because I didn't have any other children, and my midwife made sure like I stayed in bed, and I had amazing, like I was so well cared for. And on my second, I think I was just so overwhelmed by having two children, like a toddler and baby, and I think I found that a lot more difficult, but this time I feel great. Like I just can't believe how good I feel. And I think probably because it was such an amazing birth, like that I probably am still on a high from it, you know. And yeah, we're just falling in love with him, you know. It's just such a lovely feeling to get to know a new little person, a new little beautiful child. Yeah, like the emotions, I know from my previous postpartum, like the first week, the first few days, how high your emotions and how fluctuating they can be, like as all your hormones kind of balance out. And and breastfeeding, it can be really emotional, because it can be so hard, you know. If you have difficulties of any sort, it can be a really, really challenging time. But honestly, I was waiting on like day 2, day 3, day 4 for like just a day of just crying, because that's what I had on my other two. Even though I had really positive births, I just had a day of just where I bawled. But this time I didn't have that. Like I've gotten emotional a lot over the past week, like, but it's like short bouts of emotion, like of becoming teary, but it's from just such happiness. Like I just feel such happiness right now that that's what's making me cry all the time, but like not bawling like I had been, you know, like I experienced previously. And I don't know, it's amazing. I feel amazing, and I just feel so grateful for a healthy baby, and for the whole experience of it all, you know. And the kids are doing really well. Like they're out today, they're in the cinema, so it's great. Like my husband's doing loads of stuff with them, and we've had a lot of family over, but it's been great because the kids have been so like excited about that, and they have other kids to play with, and it's just been really nice. But I'm still in this bubble, you know, of being cared for and just being mothered, you know. That's what every new mother needs, I think. And getting to know this little guy, and it's just perfect. It's a beautiful time, and I'm just so delighted. So I know I'm gushing now, so I'm going to stop and just say thanks a million for watching. I'll see you next time.